Hey guys, how's it going? I am here today to talk to you about the 10 principles of intuitive eating and how they can help you ditch the diet forever. So let's dive right in with what intuitive eating it is. It means giving your body the nutrients, pleasure, satisfaction, and care that it needs to thrive. It is not about following a certain eating pattern. It is not about, eating certain food groups or depriving yourself of the things you love. It is merely giving your body what it needs to thrive. And that goes for more than just food. So let's dive into the 10 principles. The first one is to reject diet mentality. And that means that everything that the multi-billion-dollar diet industry has told you has been to get you to purchase something that does not work. And I know that that may be hard to hear and it's not what you want to hear, but if the diet industry worked, they would be broke. The reason that they make so much money and the reason that all these different diets exist is because they know that they don't work and they know you're going to keep coming back for more. And that is unfortunate, and that is why I have made it my mission and my passion to help you reject that diet mentality and fuel your body so that it can thrive for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, or even 50 years. So throw out everything that you know about diet culture and let's start over. Your body has everything in it that it needs, and you have everything in you that you need to achieve a healthy, happy, thriving body and life. So the first one is going to be, more on that in a minute, but next we're going to move on to learning how to honor your hunger. And that means knowing when your body is truly hungry and it's looking for food, and also learning to know when you've had enough and when it's time to stop eating. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes, trusting your body, listening to its cues, whether it be your stomach growling or that feeling of fullness that you get after a meal. It's learning to tune into those more and, knowing that you don't always have to eat just because that there's food there, or that you don't have to eat because it's a certain time of day, or that you don't have to continue eating just because your plate is full of food. So it's really tuning in and slowing down and honoring those feelings of hunger as well as the feelings of satisfaction and fullness. The next one is I'm going to give you unapologetic permission to enjoy food, all foods, again. Restriction over time can lead to uncontrollable cravings. I know from personal experience when I gave up chocolate on Whole30 that the only thing I thought about for most of those 30 days was chocolate and how much I wanted it. And as soon as those 30 days were over, I ate not one, not two, but 4 candy bars in one sitting because I deprived myself of chocolate for so long. And now that binging behavior is not healthy. And if I had just allowed myself to have, a square or 2 of dark chocolate every night, I probably wouldn't have face planted in 4 candy bars at the end of 30 days. So as you can see, based on my experience, and I'm sure some of you have felt this from your own experience, that when you give up something for so long, it tends to be all that you think about and all that you want. And when you do allow yourself to have that food again, sometimes we have a tendency to go overboard. Intuitive eating allows you to have any food that you want at any time, without the food-associated guilt or binging. The next one, food is just food. It's not good, it's not bad, and you are not better or worse for eating a cookie or for eating a carrot. A carrot is not better than a cookie, and a cookie is not better than a carrot. They're just food. It's like comparing apples to oranges. They're 2 different things. Next, satisfaction. You should get pleasure from preparing food and cooking food and shopping for food. You should get pleasure from eating food, and it's okay for it to be a pleasurable experience. In fact, I encourage you to make it a pleasurable experience by sitting down at a table with a nice plate and a placemat and a table setting that makes you feel happy, listening to music that you enjoy, or surrounding yourself with people that you enjoy when you eat. It should be pleasurable, and you have permission to make it a pleasurable experience. The next one is fullness. It takes about 20 minutes for our bodies to realize that we're full. So it's really slowing down and taking something bite by bite. That means setting your fork down between bites, pausing, taking a moment, and not being in a rush. Obviously, I know this is not feasible for every meal, but when it is possible, chew your food, 30 or 40 times before swallowing it. Set your fork down between bites. Make it an experience. and just slow down and enjoy it, which is not something that I think we do enough of these days. And the next one is honoring your feelings. So if you're anxious, if you're depressed, if you're bored, if you're sad, if you're happy, we often turn to food as a reward or even maybe as a punishment for those feelings. And I want you to journal through those feelings or call a friend or listen to a podcast or go for a walk instead of using food as the immediate thing to comfort yourself. And this also goes for things like, sugary beverages or coffee beverages or sodas or even alcoholic drinks. Those are not going to fix your problems or solve your problems. Deal with your feelings separate from food and beverage. Respect your body. We're all different. We all have different DNA. We all have different body compositions. We are all different. No two humans are alike. Even identical twins have differences. So you're not ever going to look like Susan because you are not Susan. You get to be the best version of yourself. So instead of trying to make yourself look like someone else, let's focus on your health and focus on you being the best version of you. Joyful movement. Exercise should be enjoyable. It's not a punishment. It's not a punishment for something that you ate or something that you didn't do or something, that you should feel like you have to do. Obviously, I think that you should move your body and find joyful movement, whether that be walking, biking, swimming, boxing, yoga, weightlifting. I promise you that there is some form of movement that you will enjoy. It could be dancing. It doesn't have to be miserable. So I help my clients balance movement that they enjoy with a healthy dose of resistance training, because that resistance training is going to help not only their muscles stay active, it's also going to help prevent things like osteoporosis later in life. It's going to keep you active and mobile, and it's going to give you, the mobility that you're going to need if you fall down off the floor, having the strength to be able to pick yourself up and get up off of the floor. So movement should be enjoyable, but there is also movement that you should do for, mobility and strength. And so I help my clients combine those two things so that they're doing things that they love as well as things that they know are good for them. And lastly, it's honoring your health. Yes, the fast food may be satisfying in the moment, but it is the best thing for your health and the best thing that you can give your body on a day-to-day basis. And in most cases, that is no. The two leading causes of obesity are dieting and poverty. And so I know it may not be possible for everyone to afford, organic raspberries and grass-fed beef steaks every day. Do the best with what you can afford, whether it's buying frozen or canned vegetables instead of fresh organic ones. Do the best with what you have. And the cycle of yo-yo dieting and continuing to put yourself through the restriction and then the binge process is not going to get you anywhere. 80 to 95% of people fail on diets. And by fail, I mean even if they have success and lose weight in the beginning, 80 to 95% of them are going to gain that weight back within 3 years, plus 5 to 10% more. And if you continue that cycle year after year, you're going to end up heavier than you were if you had just tried to listen to your body and do the best that you could for your health in the first place. So it's time to ditch the diet. So you can find out more about intuitive eating on the internet. There are also several great books which I can recommend and put in the comments for you to get started. As always, reach out to me if you have any questions or if there's anything that I hit on that you'd like more information on, or if there's a future topic that you would like me to come on and talk about, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching.